Yep, good to go.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday, July 8th meeting of the East Long Meadow Conservation Commission. At this time, I need to ask if anyone in the viewing audience on Zoom is recording the meeting. If so, please raise your hand and identify yourself.
You're clear.
All righty. Item number 1 on the agenda was approval of the June 10th minutes. I did look at those and I didn't have any issues with them. I don't know if anybody else has any comments.
They're fine by me.
Same here.
Yep, they're okay.
I'll entertain a motion for approval of the June 10th minutes.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we need to do the roll call vote. Tony,
Yes.
Francis,
Yeah.
Jeff,
Yes.
and I am a yes also. I didn't get a chance to look at them. I didn't get my packet until yesterday also, like Francis did. So I'll entertain a motion to move the approval of the June 24th minutes to our next meeting on July 22nd.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded.
Okay.
All righty, motion made and seconded. Roll call vote again. Tony,
Yes.
Francis,
Yes.
Jeffrey,
Aye.
and I'm an aye also. Next item on the agenda was the old business. Items 1 and 2, I thought we asked to have these taken off of the agenda. We did, most people saw the copy of the letter went out requesting the completed submittal from GZA. The only other comment I guess I would have about it is I haven't had a chance to get there when we've had some of these recent thunderstorms to see how effective the new erosion controls are. But who knows, maybe later tonight we'll have a chance.
Yeah.
But this
the next
weekend,
item,
this
Yep.
weekend, there's going to be lots of rain. Saturday.
the next item on the agenda is continued public hearing for the request of determination for 144 Maple Shade Avenue. We asked for some new information and some details to be submitted by the applicant, which we received, or I got them yesterday via email. I did have a chance to review them. Are there any comments from any of the commissioners on them? Any questions?
I thought Mike did a good job with them.
I agree. Any other questions or comments from the commission?
Craig, Mike is in the audience and he wanted to share the screen to show his PowerPoint that was forwarded to you the other day.
Okay. At this point, you know, I'm going to say, you know, I was happy with what was submitted, and so we just have it for the record. But at this point, I think we can just, you know, just being more efficient with our time. I'll entertain a motion for a -2 decision, which states the work described in the request is within an area subject to protection under the Act, but will not fill, dredge, or alter that area. Therefore, said work does not require the filing of a notice of intent.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, roll call vote again. Tony,
Yes.
Francis,
Yes.
Jeff,
Aye.
and I'm an aye also. So thank you very much, Mike, but you're all set. We have your information on file, and we appreciate you sending that in promptly. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
The item on the agenda is a new public hearing, request for determination of applicability for 122 Elm Street, filed by Proterra on behalf of Columbia Gas. Jeff, would you read the notice into the record, please?
I didn't get it, but I'll make it up. Um,
Yeah, use the agenda.
Basically, the East Long Meadow Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on July 8th via Zoom webinar for request for determination of applicability 122 Elm Street and nearby row of Elm Street. Case RDA 2020-4, assessors parcel ID 25-117 for the replacement of a natural gas service from existing gas main service within the riverfront area of the Pacusic Brook. Applicant Columbia Gas of Mass, a NiSource company, 2025 Roosevelt Ave, 2025 Springfield, Mass. 01104.
Thank you. Ryan, I would assume there is somebody in the audience that might identify themselves to speak regarding this request for determination.
Hello, I'm Jesse Marino. I'm representing Columbia Gas in the project.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jesse.
How are you guys doing? Good?
Good.
Yeah, so just heard you guys read into the record. So what we have here is an existing gas service that's at this site that's being proposed to be removed and reinstalled. It's located at 122 Elm Street. Basically, it's a half-acre lot. Pacusic Brook runs along the whole frontage. If you know that part of town, it kind of crosses from one side of the street to the other. There are several homes along there that are built behind Pacusic Brook.
Mhm.
These homes are built in the 70s, for the most part, from what I found out. You know, all this precluded the Rivers Act. In our particular location, there's like an aerial crossing of the brook that's there now. So it's basically a pipe that's like extended across the brook between the bank. In the package that you guys have, if you look in the, I don't know if you want, you can share the screen, but if not, we can just talk. In the package in section 4, there's some photos. I included a photo of what it looks like there. So basically over the years, the sun beats down on that thing and it deteriorates, and it's up for renewal. It's about 30 years old. So what Columbia Gas is proposing to do here is using directional bore technology. They basically set up on the street side, or in this case, it'll probably be the side closest to the brook, not the brook, the closest to the house. They dig small pits. They're like 4 by 5 by maybe 4 feet deep. And they have a directional boring rig that can drill down under the brook, kind of miss the bank, miss the resources. They pull a sleeve through, and then that allows them to pull a new service in and reconnect it. Several advantages to this versus open cut, because you're basically as far back and away from the resources you can, and that sleeve in the future that's in there allows, if the service needs to be replaced again, it's just pulled within that same sleeve. You know, other than those small excavations, it really reduces the impact that you'd have from an open cut there. It's, you know, a short duration, 1 to 2 days. It's a technology that, you know, maybe 10, 15 years ago was rare, but they use it quite a bit these days. They're pretty good at it. This is a very small, I mean, they can bore big holes. This is very, very small and fairly easy for them to do. That's really all I have.
Thank you. Yes, it was a very detailed request for determination that was filed. One of my comments was on, you know, I was unaware of this directional bore technology, and if any of us commissioners have a chance to see it, it might be pretty interesting to be there when it happens. Not sure if I will or not. My only question I had really was is there other locations there that need this to be done in the future?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know that. They kind of give me each service at a time. This is one they came to me with, that needed to be replaced, and it was kind of a unique situation. I'm sure there are others, but I don't know what year they are. I mean, I know the house was built, I believe, in the 70s, but this gas line was installed in the 90s, so each one's a little bit different. But this particular one, the aerial crossing, I think is, it's basically a pipe held in the air there. I just think the sun beats down on it, gets beat up over the years, and
Yeah.
it probably was a different material. Now they use, kind of a thick polyethylene plastic, and it's a little more durable.
Jesse, if I may, how far under the bank of the river does that bore down?
Good question. When I was out there, so we flagged it. It's only a 1.5 feet deep or so, but there are very steep slopes there.
Yeah.
There's some aerial, if you look in the figures, there's an aerial photo in there. You can kind of see it. But they try to get 4 to 5 feet below the bottom of the channel there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep. And in this case, you might seem like that's pretty deep, but remember, from the house to the Elm Street, it's only about 100 feet. And
Yeah.
I believe they have a full basement there. So, that basement was dug down, 8 or 9 feet. So that's effectively the elevation you're trying to down to.
Yeah. I can imagine the weather's over the years has raised havoc with that going exposed to the elements all the time.
Yeah, I'm not sure how everybody else's is there, but I'm sure some people have bridges, some people have culverts that cross. So sure, their utilities get there in a variety of ways, but this particular one, it's just over time, it they're looking to repair it so it doesn't become a problem.
Yeah, that's shown on drawing D1. They have the schematic showing how
Yeah,
it's going under the culvert and everything.
That's kind of what it looks like. It's a little track rig. On the front, there's like these little screws, or it's like basically a plow that you kind of dig in, and then there's steel sections that they can bore.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like a device that's at the surface, and they can actually foul it. They can determine, how far down and the alignment of it as they're going. This is a pretty simple one. It's 100 feet. We did a project in Southwick in the right of way. You can do 500-600 foot lengths at a time.
Wow. Any other questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for a -3 determination.
Craig, just a reminder that it's a public hearing, just in case there's public input.
Pardon?
It's a public hearing, so you might want to check and just make sure there's no one in the audience.
Not for an RDA. They can be there, but we don't need to allow comments. I'll entertain a motion for a -3 determination, which states that the work described in the request is within the buffer zone as defined in the regulations, but will not alter an area subject to protection under the Act. Therefore, said work does not require the filing of a notice of intent subject to the following conditions. The only one that I would add is the erosion controls to be installed per the permit plans.
So moved.
Second.
Oh,
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to the roll call vote. Francis?
yes, that's fine.
Tony?
Yes.
Tom?
Aye.
Jeff,
Aye.
and I'm an aye also. If you could, Jesse, just notify us when you're going to do it in case some of us have a chance to go out there and watch it.
Yeah, sure, that's no problem. I'm not exactly sure when they're gonna do it. I'm assuming it's gonna be done before the winter, but preferably this is a good time, low flow. Maybe not tonight with the rain, but low flow season's definitely the time to do it.
Okay, thank you and good luck.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
You too.
You too.
What did I do with my, oh, here we go. The next item that we had on our agenda was the notice of intent for
Pease Road.
Pease Road. Apparently there was an issue with a butter notifications for this. So I will entertain a motion to postpone the hearing, the public hearing, until our July 22nd meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Francis,
Aye.
Tony,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
Jeff,
Aye.
and I am yes also. We did go do a site visit here last night and be sending out a couple questions to them, but we might need to do another site visit prior to our next meeting.
For the chair, just a question.
Sure.
Are we going to notify them of the questions that we had prior to the next meeting so they can be prepared?
Yeah, I think we should just email Bethany in our comments, and she can draft something up, and then we'll send it over to them.
Okay.
We'll all get a copy of that.
Yep,
Good.
and
Okay,
feel free to
thank
send
you.
your questions.
Thank you.
And just a reminder, send them individually just to Bethany.
Okay, thank you.
Next item on the agenda was project monitoring. Didn't have a lot, haven't been able to, like I said, over to Redstone with the rain. I did get an email from, or a text message from Ralph Capua that the erosion controls, I believe, were supposed to be complete today, the ones that were lacking from our last meeting. But other than that, I don't have anything new for project monitoring. Does anybody have any comments?
No, nothing new from me.
Policies and procedures for the commission. I'm pretty much all set right now. Anybody have anything? Bethany?
Not the moment.
All righty. Well, we're setting a record here.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Francis?
Yes, I just wanted to ask if we could have an update on our new intern. How is she doing?
She's doing well. I just wanted to make sure everyone saw her email the other week. And I was wondering if anyone's been able to access that Google Drive information that she put together.
No, haven't seen it.
No, me either.
Did she send a link to it?
Yes, there should be a link. I can resend her email
Thank you.
tomorrow morning if you'd like to check it out. It should have project monitoring information and some other case information that would be helpful.
That would be great. Thank you, Bethany.
No problem.
Okay. I didn't see a link in the email that she sent, but I missed it.
Either. I didn't see it either, so
Okay, I'll try to resend it.
thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Any further discussion? All right, back to the roll call vote. Francis?
Aye.
Tony?
Aye.
Tom? Jeffrey,
Aye.
and I am a yes also. Wow, this is a record for tonight, everybody.
Yeah.
All righty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Trying.
All right.